Hey there, my friend Roberto, who is an English language learner, welcomes mistakes. When he was in school as a teenager, he felt like a failure at English. And as soon as he had done what was required to pass, to graduate from high school, he gave up speaking English, learning English. About 6 or 7 years ago, he picked it up again. He decided to try to learn English one more time. And now he is an excellent English language speaker. And you know the reason is because he is not afraid of making mistakes. In fact, he welcomes mistakes. Let's talk about that.
English Without Fear, where you can learn to speak English naturally through listening to stories.
Why are we adults afraid of making mistakes? You know, little children aren't. Recently, my husband Mike, who is taking an Italian course online, felt foolish. Every Friday, his teacher requires them to answer a question in Italian and make a video recording. So Mike will look up what to say, he'll type it out, and he'll have it near him when he is recording his Friday speaking video. And just the other day, his teacher said, "I think you're reading a script. Don't do that. Just speak naturally with what you know." Well, Mike was discouraged because he doesn't feel like he speaks very well. And he doesn't. He's a beginner. He started this course in January with just a little bit of preparation from having been in Italy the previous year on a trip. He's afraid of making a mistake. But I've been trying to tell him, how can your teacher help you if he or she doesn't know your real ability? It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. It is part of the learning process. Mike is not alone. Many adults are afraid of making mistakes. His father, when he retired, started to play golf. He played one game of golf with his friends and gave it up because he was afraid of making mistakes. That sounds stupid, doesn't it? But that's how we adults are. And we have to get over that. We have to give up the idea that we should be able to do something as a learner without making mistakes. That's not even logical. I don't mind making mistakes. Each week, I record a Spanish message about 7 to 10 minutes for Roberto, my friend, a separate one for Areli, another Spanish-speaking friend, and one more for Myra. What they do is they take notes and they give me a response in Spanish. They comment on my content and then they correct my mistakes. And I take notes from that, and that's how I learn. I do the same for them with their English. They record something, I take notes, and I point out some of the errors. We help each other, and that is free. You can find a language friend who wants to do that with you and that will help you, but you can't be afraid of making mistakes. Roberta always says, I haven't made enough mistakes yet today. What happens for me is that I continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again, even after my friends correct me, until one day my brain goes click, and the brain has captured that. The brain knows. I might still make a mistake, but for the most part, the brain has figured that out, has heard enough times the correct way to say something, and has got it. Recently, I found a very helpful tool for people who are afraid of making mistakes in speaking a language. It's called Langua, Langua, and it uses artificial intelligence. The coolest part of Langua is their chat bots. These are not real people, it's just artificial intelligence, but they speak with a human voice, and you can practice your language. They give you the corrections in writing, but you're speaking and the chatbot is speaking back to you. It is fantastic. So for somebody who is too embarrassed, too afraid to speak using their new language, Langua is a big help. I pay about $21 a month for it, and it is worth it. I use it for German and once in a while for Italian. I'm just a baby beginner Italian learner, but I use it mostly every day for my German, and I learn a lot. It's, to me, in a way, it's better than a live person, better than paying someone, because I can use it anytime. And for $21 a month, that's, to me, a good deal. So, what about you? Are you afraid of making mistakes? Or have you gotten over that bad habit? It's okay to make mistakes. I have a granddaughter who's 15, and even at 15, she's afraid of making mistakes, which is really sad. We must become like little children who just stumble along, whether it's learning to ride a bike or to play the piano or to learn a language. So, tell me about you. Have you overcome this bad habit? Are you content to learn from your mistakes? I hope so. Leave me a comment below this video. Well, that's it for this episode of English Without Fear. Talk to you next time.